Welcome to the Horror and Gore Horror Movie Podcast. It's your host, Dakota. I'm always joined by my best friend and co-host, Goobs. What's up, Goobs? How you doing?
Doing good. Just stopped terrorizing campers right now to join the podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing great. What were these campers doing?
A lot of
PG-13
them,
things or non-PG-13?
they were definitely non-PG-13 things. So got a little voyeurism going on my side.
But I hope you guys are doing well to all our listeners and viewers out there of the podcast. So let's get right into our episode. But before we even get to it, Goobs, have you done anything big this week?
Nothing really. Just trying to keep my daughters occupied. Took them to Chuck E. Cheese. Took them to the swimming pool. Nothing crazy. Just trying to keep some toddlers entertained for summer break.
Not bad. Everything, it's been good. Work's been busy.
Yeah.
You get in those several months, especially where I work, and it's always chaotic. But let's get right into our episode. So, Goobs, what have you watched this week?
So this week I got a couple. Let's see. We will start off with So I watched Marshmallow, the new summer camp horror independent film that just released a couple of days ago. That was an absolute banger. Go rent that now on video on demand because it's well worth it. I rewatched one of Mike Flanagan's more underrated movies, Oculus. And then I watched for the first time We Are Still Here. It's a super sweet, pretty creepy ghost story, like haunted house ghost story type. And then I rewatched one of my favorite creature features, and I rewatched Anaconda.
Ooh, never seen that one.
Oh, man. It still holds up to this day. It is one of those that I will always love. So definitely check that one out. And then, of course, I watched our main topic, all of them.
So for the movies I watched this week, as you guys know, last week I watched Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3. We watched them. So after that, I watched Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and finally got to see the final Reckoning in IMAX. Really good conclusion to the whole entire franchise. Then after that, I watched Marshmallow also. Guys, you need to go watch this, rate it, support it. It's really good. Then after that, I went through our main topic also all through the franchise. So this week is the most movies I have watched, which is 17 for the whole entire podcast. So everyone, if you are shocked, yeah. But get ready, it might go up next time. So let's get right into our movie news this week. So Mike Flanagan has announced that Carrie is started filming already, which I want to ask you this, Scoops. Are you shocked by this? Because I actually am that he's starting to film this right now.
The timing for sure, especially with him just finishing up Life of Chuck. And then, he has not only Carrie, but there's a few other things I know he had planned on doing. So the timing is definitely a shock, but I'm super fucking pumped that this is the next one he's filming.
I'm glad it is too. I haven't seen the original Carrie or any of the Carrie stuff. But I'm just shocked a little bit because, like you said, he's doing Life with Chuck, and was it a couple weeks ago he announced that he couldn't make the release date of The Exorcist.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, he's writing the Carrie right now and starting like pre-production. No, with him announcing that he's already filming it, like it seems like during the break of like um, Life of Chuck and like the promotional work, he probably was writing that script and we just didn't know it. I
Yeah,
bet you he already probably has that script ready from The Exorcist because I'm not shocked after this is done,
yeah.
he jumps onto that and starts filming that as soon as possible. So, Goobs, I am actually going to let you say our next movie topic to everybody, our next movie news
All
to
right.
everybody.
So if you guys are collectors, listen up on this one because NECA, that does a lot of sweet horror figures and collectibles, they are going to do a full Terrifier lineup. And I was actually just looking at them and they look fucking sweet.
I saw I think a 3 on there. It looks sweet. I think we're getting like the full, like, I know I put review, but reveal on the 23rd, which is this coming up Monday.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully it's not just Terrifier. Hopefully it's Terrifier 2, 3, and the first one, of course. I was about to say 4. 4's not even out yet. But I'm excited for this. Do I need some more? Probably not. As you guys see, I got plenty on my wall back there of every
Yeah.
horror movie or movie that you guys see. Probably filled up some back here because I didn't get that Cinders poster. Really disappointing. So just to let you guys know, I just saw this. Me and Goops are going to bounce back and forth from the movie news from now on, so we could be more shareable with you guys. So let me get announce the next piece. So as you guys know, Chris Tuckman's first feature film, Shelby Oaks, was picked up by Neon and played at Fantasia last year, I think it was. So Neon watched it. The reviews were not that great for it. So Neon decided, let's crank up the budget to 50 million, probably reshoot the whole entire movie or most of it, and make it gorier than what Chris Stuckman wanted to do with it. And this has a release date of October 3rd now, which, if you guys are wondering about Keeper release on October 3rd from Neon, that has actually been moved now to November 14th. So 2 weeks right before Thanksgiving, we're supposed to get Keeper. So I'm excited for one Keeper, but Shelby Oaks, I'm excited for. Chris Stuckman is just like one of us. He started as a reviewer um, on YouTube, actually, before even TikTok was a thing. And seeing him do this now, it's exciting. I think it really pumps up all of us, especially for more creation. And he got to live out his dream of becoming a film watcher, a film reviewer, to making a feature film for Neon now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this, Scoops?
I'm not too sure really what the premise of the film is. I know I don't know much, but I know it's been kind of the information or the news has been kind of circulating through horror talk and like just the horror community. So I'm excited to see what it all materializes. And I mean, who doesn't want more budget to make things more gory and more over the top? So I like that they're supporting him and saying, hey, we'll give you the keys. Here's the money. Make it how you want to, and not where he's limited to his budget.
Very true. So, Goops, if you want to announce our fourth piece of news.
All right. So I can't remember the production company's name. I know it's Fuzzy something.
A Fuzz on the Lens.
Fuzz on the Lens. They put on their Instagram yesterday or 2 days ago that they finally announced that Stream 2 is coming back and is going to happen. And David Howard Thornton is reprising his role as player 2, I think he was. And I'm super fucking excited. I love the first Stream. I thought it was just a hell of a good time. And when you bring so many horror icons into a franchise, I mean, how could you not love it? So I'm excited to see where they go from here. I'm assuming it's going to be bigger and better than the first one, or at least bloodier.
So, like you, I love the first stream. Michael Levy did a great job with it, from being like a producer with Damien Leone from Terrifier 1, 2, and 3 to making his own franchise now, especially with Damien doing the practical effects, which was really good in the first one. My only thing with this is that if you guys saw the end, Tony Todd was supposed to, I think, be the main like person over the next game.
Yeah.
And with his passing, I'm wondering who's going to be over it, because I'm thinking he was going to be that prominent role in the second one.
Yeah.
So they probably have a plan to go with it. Hopefully they don't recast the character, because
Yeah.
we're not like that. But I'm excited that we're getting a second movie. Hopefully, just hopefully, it can get picked up by Cineverse, can get a worldwide release, like kind of like Terrifier 3, kind of like Toxic Adventure, and not do this limited release stuff.
Yeah, because the first one played at like a handful of theaters near me, and it was only for like a weekend, and I missed it in theaters. So I need me a wide release.
Yes, most definitely. Then for our next piece of news, Evil Dead. Yes, for all you Evil Dead fans out there, Evil Dead is going to concert. And what do you saying? Like, what do you mean? Um, so kind of like your orchestra, like for example, just like for non-horror movie wise, like the Batman did a movie showing with a orchestra in the background. But the difference between this is the Evil Dead or any of the Evil Dead is not playing. I think in the background, the movie ain't. It's just the score being played in concert. Supposed to be NC-17, blood
Yeah.
raining, blood soaked, and everything. Which the only time they're doing it, there is 30 showings, which I haven't seen. If there's a showing near me yet, I know Goops told me there was one near him.
Yeah.
So are you going to try to go with that?
Yeah, it's all the way in November, so I got time. But it looks like I'm looking. They have Charleston, South Carolina, Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina.
Spartanburg Spartanburg might be. I live like 45 minutes from Spartanburg, so ooh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
probably have to hit up the brother for me and him to go down there so we
yeah,
can see that. Oh,
yep.
you got me excited now, knowing that's like 45 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
Go probably be seeing that. What's the date for that, by the way?
You got
Especially for Spartanburg.
November 17th at
17th.
Spartanburg.
What date was the 17th? That is, I think that's in the middle of the week. Hopefully,
I know.
it's not too late.
Let's see. Yours is Monday.
Monday. Oh, I'm off on Monday. Yeah, I can
Yours
go
is
on
a
Monday.
Monday.
There we go. I'm off. So
Yeah.
definitely we try and go with that.
Yeah.
Um, then for Goops, you actually got the next piece of news.
Yeah. So the next one we got. So uh, they are actually doing a remake of the OG Silent Hill, and it's actually in the works. Now, I didn't know that this was going to get a. Now, is this the video game,
Yeah,
or is this going to
it's
be?
the
Because I
video
knew they
game.
were doing the Silent Hill film, but if they're doing a remake of the OG Silent Hill video game, now I'm all in on that because the original was what was that? PlayStation
Was it 2
2?
or 1?
I think it was PlayStation 2.
Let me look that up real quick.
Because I think
I remember when some of those were coming out. I forgot which one we rented from like one of our local grocery stores.
No, it was PlayStation.
Yeah, it was not. Damn, it came out
Man.
the year I was born.
Yeah. So those games were great. They were freaking creepy. I love the original movie. And I I'm up for a remake, a high def, PS5 version of it.
That's sad. The game is 6 months older than me. Definitely need, if it's 26 years old, you definitely need a remake of it. I
Yeah.
haven't played any of the games besides that little piece of that one from that time.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was. I think it's for the PlayStation 2. It might have been 3, to be honest with you, or 4.
Yeah.
But then for our last piece of news, we got a brand new trailer for Brute 1976. This is Marcel Walt's homage to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I've seen this trailer like 2 or 3 times. This movie looks awesome. It looks
Yeah.
like it's going to rip. Um, actually have a release date, August 26th on digital.
Oh, nice.
So I really want to see this. A lot of our friends have already seen it. They have gave it great reviews. I kind of wish I could see this movie so early.
Yeah.
Um, have you haven't seen it yet, right, Goops? Have
No,
you
I
watched the
just
trailer for
watched the
this?
yeah, I watched the trailer when it came out like last week, and holy shit, it looks like it is going to be a banger. I love the setting. I love how it looks like it's, for lack of a better word, hot and sweaty, and it's gonna get gross and violent. You know what I mean?
To be honest, after watching the trailer, I kind of wanted to take a shower.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, it's fucking like if it is, you said it's a homage to Texas Chainsaw. That 1974 original. I mean, it's gross. It's sticky. It's hot. It has that just nasty feeling, and that's what this reminded me of. So August, I will be there. You said it's only
Yeah,
on digital, right?
I,
It's not getting a theater.
yeah. No, I wish you got a theater release. Unless if it pulls out somewhere, we probably have to ask if there's a theater release. But it's just announced for digital right now.
Yeah.
Then let's get into our main topic this week. We're going to talk about the Friday the 13th franchise. So when the franchise that me and Goose was talking about, we watched. I watched all the way through. Goose watched all the way through. So let's just get right into it, Goobs. Spoilers, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Friday the 13th, any of the franchise, we're going to break down probably each of the movies, buzz right through them real quick. Then we're just going to talk about the franchise. So, Goobs, if you want to start, do you just want to start with the first movie and go?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good.
If you want to start, you can with the first movie.
So I think the first one, it definitely laid the groundwork for, I don't want to say it laid the groundwork for summer camp horror, because there definitely are some better. But I mean, to be perfectly honest, you can't think of summer camp and summertime horror without thinking Friday the 13th. And the story of it and how it came to be, um, is a story all in its own. Um, I forgot what little documentary series. There's one about Friday the 13th, and they went through so many challenges. It was a shoestring budget. They could barely get it in the theater once they did get it done. And it was just an uphill battle the whole time. And for them to do that, for it to spawn fucking 12 movies, you can't, you got to show it its respect.
Yeah, really, most definitely. So the weird thing about this was released in 81, right? I think it
Uh,
was. Do you know what
19,
other
1980.
or what's the 19? I thought it was 81.
I thought so too. I pulled it up just now.
Let me look real
Yeah.
quick.
At
I
least that's
just
what Letterbox says.
oh yeah. Let me see if it was not at a film festival.
May 9th, 1980.
Oh, oh, okay. I thought it was 81. So yeah, my question goes right out the window. Kind of is kind of like it once is a little rip off. I was going to ask about the Burning because that was released in 81.
Yeah. See, and like I said, it the Burning I absolutely love too. But yeah,
Ah,
it's this. Like I said,
but no, I was going to know what you were going to say before I said my thing real quick.
and this was one of those that gave you such a freaking plot twist that I don't think many people saw coming. You know what I mean? With it being
Pamela.
Pamela, you know? And I loved how you don't see who's doing it because it's that POV style of every kill. So you're wondering, okay, is it actually the Jason who drowned or what the hell's happened? And then when it pops up, is one of those shocking twists from such an early movie. You know what I mean?
Yes, I definitely do. So I before I even went into this because this is my first time like watching like even one through Jason X. I've seen the remake already, but like before even watching the remake, I knew Pamela was the killer. And I thought that was going to take me out of this movie because like they say if you know who the killer is, it's not that great. I still liked it. I gave it 3 stars. I liked what they did with it. Who directed this? Was it Sean Cunningham that directed this
Yes.
one? I liked it a lot. Like before, if I didn't know who the killer was, the people I would expect, I only would expect one person. That would be the guy who bought the camp. You
Yeah.
know, who's gone the whole entire film. That's the
Yeah.
only
He's
one I was expect. But of course, we see him get axed. Which okay, what kind of pisses me off about this movie a little bit is this has more off-screen deaths than on-screen deaths, and the on-screen deaths are not that good besides Kevin Bacon's death.
yeah. And I think why they did it, and like I said, I'm trying to remember from watching that little docu series about it is they well obviously the budget back then in 1980 was what 500,000 I believe the budget was like 550 um and I think they had to do with a lot of so even when they went to pitch the movie after they filmed it they were still trying to get a lot of people were trying to give them the NC-17 and like they were trying to not put it in theaters to do a release for it. But I agree, the off-screen kills are it that does bother me because you go to see a slasher, you want to see him, you know. But Kevin Bacon's death is my favorite in that franchise or in that film.
That's very weird because you say that about the NC-17, right? But if you look 7 years beforehand, they released The Exorcist,
Oh yeah,
and that shit in that movie is more NC-17 than this. You got
yeah,
I don't know, you don't have as much nudity as you do in these movies. Like now, I understand the blood and stuff because if you look at Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, well, so Black Christmas, there was not a lot of blood like there is in this one. Like
yeah,
that Kevin Bacon death, I've seen it before, just like going through like, hey, I know I remember from Dead Meat's Kill Count.
yeah.
Watching that kill still gets me, even though watching it through the first time
Yep.
this movie, I was grimacing. And fun fact, this is Kevin Bacon's like third role ever.
Yeah.
I was thinking, did this movie get big? But no, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was thinking either Footloose or Whitewater Summer got him his big acting break in
Yeah.
Hollywood, which is so weird because Kevin Bacon loves summer movies.
Yeah,
He's doing this. Whitewater Summer. There's another one. A river. I think it's The River Runs Wild with him and Meryl Streep.
think
So he
so.
loves this summer camp type of movies.
Yeah.
But let's get right on to. Or do you want to talk about the ending before we go part two, or do you just want to jump part two?
We can. I mean, we can talk about part two. One thing that after rewatching these, speaking of the ending, right? Each one up until what the
Fourth.
seventh, I think. Is it the fourth? They basically just show the ending at the beginning of each movie, and you know what I mean. They kind of
Okay. Yes. I would like to. Every time I was writing these, I'm like, this. It was watching part one. I'm like part two. I'm like, okay, maybe a little bit of story because yeah. Let's just get into part two. This movie kind of pissed me off a little bit. First of all, this reminds me of Halloween 5 so much because you take your final girl, you do a great thing, you show her PTSD, her trauma, then you kill her off in the first damn 8 minutes.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, piss me off right there. And I want to say something. And I noticed this movie is an advertisement for every company in the United States. They announced Burger King. There was a shot of it was our final girl, and I forgot her name. She jumps in the window, and they showed the camera straight onto her jeans, Levi jeans, and then they show a cup in the. There's a car when she's running, and there's a cup in it, and plain as day, you see the McDonald's logo. I'm thinking
Yeah.
this is just the advertisement, a movie that's showing advertisement to everything. Was it 1981?
Yeah, this one was 81. And shoot, don't they in the don't they show the I think there's a Pepsi can somewhere. Is it a Pepsi can in this one, or is it the or is
No,
that
it
in the
was.
other one?
It
Is
might be
that
a
in the
Pepsi can. When they
but
go to the bar, is that
yeah,
Heineken that the dude is drinking?
yeah,
I was
I
thinking
believe
that.
so. But yeah. But I will say that for sequels, I mean, especially sequels in general, they're not always the best, but this is a very solid sequel and a very like how do you say it? This is like the perfect sequel for the first one. You know what I mean? You get a good, yeah, you kill off the final girl from the first one, but you do actually get a good final girl, and her name was Jenny. I had to look it up. Um, she's actually not a bad final girl, and I loved when she did her little Pamela impression when she finally does face off with Jason in uh the when she
The
sees
ending.
Pamela's, yeah, when she sees Jason's mom's head and everything, and she plays it off to get away and do that sort of thing. So she was a very smart final girl, and I felt like it was just a solid sequel. We finally get to meet Jason as a big son of a bitch, and it was good as far as sequels go.
The one thing I was hoping in this franchise, and it kind of shows a little bit. First movie we get Jason, right? You can kind of see that Jason is starting to get into this killing spree that he is. You can see the little neglect that he got and everything. And it's like, oh, he's making some tumbles here. He's not as sharp as he is in these later
Yeah.
on movies. And I love that. That he's kind of like a little still in his child statish, which I kind of want to know if you are like, was it 10 months? How does this dude go from a kid to an adult? Fertilizer.
Oh,
That's the answer. Is fertilizer.
yeah. Yeah.
But then part three rolls around, and I was thinking, oh, this is the 3D one. They put
Yeah.
this in 3D in theaters. I thought, oh, this is gonna be like some Final Destination 4. No, 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 no. This one's actually pretty damn good. I like to be honest with this, what they done wrong in 2, they done right in 3. They took the lead character. It's nobody returns from the second one. It's a new lead character. It
Yeah.
shows her PTSD, and later when we find out it's from Jason. She interacted with Jason all these years ago, and it builds up a story, it builds up characters where I actually like some of these characters. Shelly is the MVP of this movie. I feel bad for Shelly. He feels like just one of us. Just do that, love some horror, and just tries to show it to everybody, and everyone like dogs on him for being the horror fan, being a weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah. There was always that dorky trope where, like, the over the top prankster, because in the first one you had the fucking guy who was shooting the arrows and running around with the headdress, with the Indian headdress, and then Shelly, and then a few other ones. There's more of these characters that are, like you said, the weirdos that definitely don't see the best fate. These ones.
And this one, the 3D didn't bother me as much. What they're trying to do, you can see definitely.
Yeah.
But I like this one. Having near Camp Crystal Lake, it's okay, but I kind of wish it was on the property because the first two we got on the property of Camp Crystal Lake or right near it, and this one I don't even know if it's near it. You don't even show the lake; you just show Jason the barn the whole
Yeah.
entire time.
Yeah. I
And the
remember. Oh, go ahead.
no, you can go real quick.
I was just gonna say, with the 3D, you reminded me, because I remember buying this DVD shoot long time ago, and it actually came with the red and blue glasses that to put it on, and it's better to watch it without the 3D glasses. I'll just tell you that. Like, I don't know if you remember the spear gun kill. That's supposed to be that's part of the 3D kill right there. And
Yeah,
it's hilarious. So without even the 3D glasses on there and like experiencing it, it's honestly better to deal with it without the glasses.
what company? It's one of these companies overseas. They have done a Blu-ray 3D release, like actually like convert it into like a 3D that you can watch. I kind of want to get in and just watch it and see how it is because, of course, I got the VR, I got the PlayStation 4, so
Yeah.
I might have to cop that one day and see how it goes. If it actually
Yeah.
looks good or if it looks bad. And speaking of your little 3D goggles, I got the steelbook of all 8 copies of this, but I got the Blu-ray version. I got this at Big Lots a couple years before they, of course, closed down. I got the Blu-ray 3D copy with the glasses. It's not opened yet. I was kind of thinking about opening it when I was watching it. I'm like, nah, we're just gonna watch in digital. Which, for some reason, with digital, it kind of has that like that red and greenish tint,
Yeah.
like for the 3D into it. I'm like, it kind of throws me off a little bit, but it didn't bother
Yeah.
me that much. But let's get into the fourth one now. Which Goops, you want to talk about the fourth one?
Yeah. So I think the fourth one is kind of where I don't want to sound like an ass, but this is like where they made their first truly good entry into the franchise. I love part 4, the final chapter, even though obviously it wasn't. But I loved the aesthetic. Young Corey Feldman. I love that it's not in Crystal Lake per se, but it's in the general vicinity of everything. So you have, I can't even remember their names. But you have like Corey Feldman and his sister and his mom living in the cabin in the woods. A group of teenagers come to the neighbor of their cabin, and Jason is just stalking. And I felt like this had some of the better kills. I really enjoyed the story introducing, you know, Corey Feldman as Tommy. Um, and that, of course, plays into the later movies too. So it just had like, if they would have left the franchise at this one, I would have been okay with, if that makes sense. You know, I really enjoyed this one, especially on the rewatch. I forgot kind of how good this one was. And what is his name? Is it Doug? Is that his name? The hitchhiker?
Yeah. No.
Or is that Rob?
No. Rob is. No, Rob. I think is in the fifth one. No, that's Troy. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I thought his name's George.
that could be.
Let me look it up.
We watched 12 of these things in the span of a few days, so they all kind of run together. But also, this gives us one of the most horrible, most memorable dance scenes ever by Crispin Glover.
First of all, his name is Rob, and once I saw Kristen Glover was in this cast, I'm like, oh no. I'm like Corey Feldman, not bad. Kristen Glover, I thought, oh the fuck.
Is dancing to the freaking music. He's like, no, it's really good. It starts flailing around. It's so good.
That dude looked like he had too much weed to smoke, and he just started to jump around. Oh, is this the one? Yeah, this is the one we got. Teddy Bear wants a kiss. Teddy Bear don't deserve a fucking kiss the whole entire damn movie.
Yeah.
Then you go. Was it? Or is this when you get the twins?
Yeah. The it's the girls. Those two
Yeah.
girls. Yeah.
This movie. Okay. I'm sorry, Goops. I didn't like this one as much.
No.
No, I thought it was too much a little bit. The ending reminded me too much of Halloween 4. I did not like it.
uh,
If this is the final chapter, I don't need some transfer shit from Jason to Tommy. I like Corey Feldman, this young Corey Feldman.
yeah.
Of course, we start getting the not Tommy Doyle. That's the Halloween franchise. Tommy Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Yes. Okay. I had brain fart. I was trying to think of the villain, Jason Voorhees. He's good in this. The kills are brutal. To be honest with you, until we get to parts, let me think of it, 6, I think, is when the kills start to get ramped up and everything.
Yeah.
But this one just don't do it for me. I did not feel the only person I felt for probably was Tommy Jarvis. I don't know if that's just Corey Feldman as the actor of him
Yeah.
not knowing that one, but I did not feel bad for any of these people getting killed. Especially Christian Glover over here
Right.
fucking dancing his head off. But let's get into part 5. I don't know how everyone feels about this. I enjoy this one. I really enjoy this one. I like the intro to it. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I thought this is when Tom Matthews became Tommy Jarvis. It's not. I like the actor who done it in here. I kind of like that it shows Tommy still involving with the PTSD of Jason Voorhees in like a young 20-year-old age, going to I would not say a mental hospital. It's like a mental facility because, of course, they don't put them into a psychiatric ward. They keep them in the house. To be honest, the funny relief in this is the mom and son. You
Uh,
know what scene that made me laughing
hmm.
is the scene after Tommy beats up the son, and his son's running around the yard on the bike. Mom, he hurt me,
Oh
and he's just
God,
driving everywhere, drives over the house.
those freaking hillbillies, man. Uh, this one, it wasn't the lack of Jason in this one that for me that kind of it didn't put me off, but like kind of how you said, I didn't feel bad for any of these people in that halfway house. You know what I mean? The guy that ended up fucking putting the axe in the fucking guy's back. You know, the girls, I didn't really care much about them. I get where they were going with the story because you're trying to put in the PTSD of the survivor with Tommy and like how it affects him and him continuously sees it. And then the kind of, you know, the copycat type Jason was okay. I thought it was a pretty good
Thing to it.
like a pretty good change of pace. You know what I mean? With the what is it? The fucking
It's
why
Rory.
can't I? Yeah. You know, I kind of liked how they kind of played that kind of angle with it, but like I guess they're just the characters I just didn't really care for too much. I will say though, the I don't know the actor's name, um, or the character's name. Uh,
I didn't even know that. Okay. Okay, that
oh,
is interesting.
random shout out to I don't know why. My favorite part of this is the porta potty scene with when he
Yes,
runs.
with
So shout
Demon.
out to Miguel Nunez Jr. Uh, shout out to him. He's so funny, and he's just in the he's like stop shaking it, and then he's jumping up and trying to evade the fucking steel post going through, and you know that's as obscure as it is. That's my favorite part of that whole movie. Old movie.
My two favorite characters from this, of course, is Reggie the Reckless, and of course, Demon, his brother. I love
Yeah,
that theme. She's like, "Where are you going?" It's the damn enchiladas.
yeah, yeah. No,
Right
yeah, and
towards the porta potty.
yeah, and Reggie was the other one that I was thinking of. So good. Those are the highlights for sure from
Okay.
this one. And then the hospital scene at the end. Even though I rewatched it again, you can because he was um what do you call it? Having the hallucinations and stuff with Jason, and then he shows the girl walking into his room, and then he's wearing the mask. Was it?
It's it's another thing of I didn't like this ending again because it's trying to pull
Yeah,
the card of him becoming
yeah,
Jason Voorhees. I did not like it whatsoever.
yeah. So that one I didn't really. The ending was not good. Like I said, I didn't care for the halfway house type atmosphere, but it wasn't the worst in the franchise for me.
And I'm glad number 6 fixes that because number 6, I really enjoyed number 6.
Yeah, Jason Lives is good. That's a great one.
Of course, this is you get Tom Matthews as Tarvey, Tommy Jarvis. It's Tommy and Jarvis mixed together.
There you go.
But this one's so good. You get no, this is not Kane Hodder's first appearance. That's the
No,
7th.
yeah,
I
this
wish
is
Kane Hodder was in this one.
the
I love this movie so much from the beginning to them getting to the cemetery.
yeah. The intro to this one is a absolute banger.
Then you got Alex Cooper, man behind the mask, playing the whole entire movie. Love
Yeah,
that. This one, I felt, besides this one, another one, I felt most connected to the characters and didn't want them to get killed.
yeah,
And some characters I did not like the sheriff's dad. I wanted to be that man, be like, Jason Voorhees is alive. Get it through
yeah.
your head. And this is the first one where the kids are at the camp,
Yeah, it is.
which is kind of scary as shit to think
Yeah,
that kids could be at the camp with Jason Voorhees.
right. But do you think that Jason would actually go after the kids? Or do you think he would just go after the adults and the counselors? Because I know in this one, they're at the camp, and when he's going up toward and he busts through the cabin toward the end, they all run to the corner, and then she stops him, and he turns around and goes after the blonde chick. I can't remember her name, her, and then he's screaming from the boat and gets his attention. But do you think he would actually go after kids? Because
No,
I don't think he would. I don't think he would go after the kids.
no, because I think there's two things. His mom wants him to kill the counselors, and none of the kids drowned him. The counselors were not paying attention. So I'm thinking he's more after the counselors than he is the kids because he was a kid when it all happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's just him. He probably
Yeah.
just stood there and looked at them.
Yeah, I don't think he would take them out.
That or he waits until, like you said, like when one of the counselors came in there, kind of like a hiding technique.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts is in this one is the RV scene on there. Obviously, they're doing it in the back, and then he fucking cuts the power, and and he makes his way in the fucking bathroom. The guy's driving off, doesn't notice that the chick got in the fucking back, and he just walks up, and he takes that fucking knife with the fucking rivets in there and everything, and just right in the guy's head. That was one of my favorite kills of this whole freaking.
I love that's Court, so I love when Court's driving. He's like, "This is the best day of my life." I'm thinking, dude, you're going to get killed in like the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was good. And then when of course, Jason Voorhees is a tank himself, but when that fucking RV flips and slides and everything, and then all of a sudden he just ends up on the top. It's just like, I'm fine. Doesn't matter. Like, I get it, but I'm just like, man, no struggle at all.
He's unstoppable.
Oh, yeah. And this is one of the endings that I actually enjoyed. The struggle to actually, get him in actually drowning him back in the lake. You know what I mean? Putting the chain on the rock and putting him down. I enjoyed that ending. The opening was the best one in the franchise, and the ending is probably the best one in the franchise in this particular, in my opinion. This has the best opening and ending.
Ooh. Let me think about that once we get to another one. I don't know about the ending. The ending might be good for this one, but the opening, though, there's another opening that could battle that one out to being one of the best opening in the franchise.
Okay. I think I
But I
know which
love
one
the. Oh, you know which one I'm talking about?
I think, but we'll get to it, I'm sure.
I like this ending also. You know the little toy on TikTok of like the
Yeah,
little
I've
Jason
seen
and
that.
everything. I'm like, where did that one come from? That when I saw that, Leonardo DiCaprio in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when he's like pointing at the TV.
Oh, yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That meme,
that's
yeah.
why. That's why I was doing. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, I know where that is from.
Yeah.
This movie's so damn good. I'll probably
Yeah.
have to watch it soon. But then let's get into 7, which, if you guys look back there, I do have the action figure for part 7 for A New Blood, which I kind of wish I got part 6, but the box was destroyed at Walmart. So thanks, Walmart.
Right.
Didn't get that one, but I got this one. But shout out to Mom, she did get me that for Christmas. But 7, I really enjoyed 7 also. It leads right off from where 6 is. This is King Hodder's first appearance.
Yes.
Which I could tell it's King Hodder because after, especially watching like Hatchet. I know
No,
that dude's like mannerisms.
yeah. So I love Kane Hodder's edition. I don't prefer this movie though. I don't like the telekinetic
Awful.
stuff. I don't. It doesn't. So it like doesn't fit what I think of when I am thinking about Jason. And like I know I need to even rewatch it again, even though I just did. I need to because I've seen people talk about this one and the elements of it that they say that makes it one of their favorites of the. I just the telekinetic, the climax, and then if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember the fucking dad's a douche. Is it the dad in that
No,
one?
it's no. Remember, the
Right.
dad's dead. She killed her
Yeah.
dad. It's the counselor.
Yeah. I wish I liked this one more
To be
because
honest with you, yeah, fuck that guy because he killed her mom.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but and then I didn't really care for this opening because it was like that real long. Wait, is it this one? It's that real long. What if Jason? Blah blah. That's this one, right? This
What,
intro
what,
where I'm trying to remember the intro to this one.
I thought they no. The intro is it's her. No, it's her remembering because remember, Jason don't appear until she brings him out of the water.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what intro I'm thinking then. But yeah, this one, like I said, this one is unfortunately not for me. And I think it all comes down to just the telekinesis and the climax at the end with it. But I love the fact that this is Kane Hodder's first appearance. And he's my favorite rendition of Jason in the franchise.
Nah, ooh, we gotta talk about that later.
Well,
About
yeah.
the favorite Jason in the franchise. I like this. I like the telekinesis stuff so much. I thought it wasn't at first. Then when it started happening, I'm like, okay. I like the final battle of her. Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot her name.
Oh, what was her
But her
name?
versus Jason the whole entire time.
Was it Tina? That's it, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it might be Tina. Yeah, it is Tina.
Yeah.
There's too many Tinas in horror franchises, by the way.
Mhm.
That's all I'm gonna say. I like this one a lot. That I think yes, it is that counselor dude. That's when he gets the trees like saw thing. That dude
Yeah.
fucking deserved that thing.
Yeah.
This one's good. I like the acting in this. I like King Hodder as Jason. The music bangs in this one also. It's a great addition right off from part 6. But then, Goops, I'm gonna give you part 8 because I know this is your
Yeah.
favorite one.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Part 8 is my favorite. And Jason Takes Manhattan. There's just something about it. I get it. A lot of the time is spent on the boat, the yacht ship thing of that the high schoolers are on. I get it, and I love right when he gets into Manhattan I just love the feel. I love how it's going to sound weird, but I love how Jason is like slick and wet looking throughout this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the beginning when that boat is on the lake and it gets caught on the thing and they end up shocking him alive and he comes back. Um, I like that because what is it? Or is that's that one, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. Okay. I've watched so many of them back to back to back. They start running
No,
together.
you got me. I started with this one this morning, so I know I'm fresh on it.
Yeah. And like I said, I love even when they're on the boat, I really I enjoy the kills that happen on it. Like I said, my favorite kill of the entire franchise. Well, minus the reboot, I guess, because there's some kills in there that I really love. But when Julius tries to fucking throw hands and he just takes that right hook and just knocks his head off. That's my favorite kill of the franchise. I know not a lot of people like the ending of this movie when they're actually in New York and they get in the sewer and then like that toxic goo or whatever starts like melting him away and stuff. I actually dig it because it's like gross and ooey and gooey. Why he goes back to a kid, I don't know, but I still fuck with it. You know, like how they look back down and it's just like little Jason again.
You know what? I just saw.
Huh.
I wish we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Jason in the sewers of New
In
York.
the sewers, yeah. One of my pictures, it's funny that you say that. One of my pictures right there is from a local artist out here, and he came up with a concept of Jason takes the Big Apple, and it's him hitting Casey Jones in the head with that Flying V guitar from when they're doing the rock video in the fucking.
Okay, I'm gonna share what I like about this, but I will share my official thoughts in my ranking. I like the Camp Crystal Lake setting. I like the New York set. I'm just gonna say I don't like the boat. I don't like the boat. The New York thing. I thought I'm like, am I gonna like the New York? At first I'm like, oh. Then after that I'm like, yeah. To be
Yeah.
honest, it makes me want the end shot of when they're in like actually the Big Apple right there in Times Square.
Yeah.
It makes me. I wish I was like born during the 80s just to go to New York at that time.
Yeah.
It's busy. It's busting. Not busting.
It's bustling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Bright lights. I love Jason. My favorite scene of that whole entire ending is the kids.
Oh, the with the stereo, and he kicks his stereo. It's like, you're dead. He fucking flips the butterfly knife and he just turns around, pulls his mask up. No, you're cool. You're cool. Just
I love how he's in Times Square in front of all these people, right? And he just wants to go after those two, not
yeah,
anybody else. He could just wipe
yeah,
out everybody.
yeah. Now, granted, I would have loved to see him going through the streets of New York, just causing mayhem, and I would have loved that. But there's just something about this one, the look, the feel. Like I said, it just seemed there's a lot of, like I said, when Kane Hodder, of course, but like I said, his Jason, it's like wet and just gross. And then, of course, the ending with the toxic and he's just like melting away. I enjoy that. It's just one of those that, yes, I know it's a bad movie on the whole, but it's my favorite.
So let's get into part 9. Jason Goes to Hell with the Final Friday.
You're not going to like my take on it, I guess.
This was bad. This was so bad. I did not like it whatsoever. Starting off, you don't even connect part 8 to this. Somehow Jason just like is back Jason up with Kane Hodder. Then the FBI shows up. When the fuck did the FBI know about Jason Voorhees in the middle of Camp Crystal Lake? I didn't. They got Cowboy Roy over here wants to try to kill Jason Voorhees for some reason, and then we find out, oh yeah, Jason Voorhees got a sister. When the fuck did we find out? We didn't even know nothing about his dad. Like, we only know about Jason. Pamela. When the fuck did Deborah come out of nowhere? She's like, "Hi, I'm here."
Yeah.
Then he has a niece. Oh no! Now we get into the Halloween 4 shit of when let's go after and just kill or take over the niece.
So
New Line should never bought the shit. Paramount should get money back to them.
so I actually enjoy this one. I enjoy that it sets itself apart from like I know it's like it sets itself apart from the original like storyline s because like you said it doesn't associate with number 8 because all of these go pretty much chronologically from 1 to 8. They all kind of follow that same pattern. This one I really enjoy. I don't like. Here's one thing. I love that Kane Hodder plays the Jason again, along with the little cameo as the security guard at the front. But I don't like how they made him have hair. I know it's a really weird complaint, but why does he have hair now? You know what I mean? He's got like the hair coming out of the side. But I like how they put him as a kind of like as a spirit looking for a vessel. So it's always going to be Jason Voorhees' spirit lives on through these people. Like it first was the coroner, then it was the cop, then it was the fucking the lawyer was it?
No, it was the TV person.
Yeah, the TV personality in the house. And I just love how out of the box this one was. You know what I mean? I get it that they took Jason just as the namesake. It had nothing to do with the prior movies. But I think that's probably why I liked it a little bit more, because it just had its own flair. I love the setting, the diner, when he fucking goes in, puts that dude's face in the deep fryer. One of the best kills in there. And I don't know. This one just has that. It has that charm. I don't know what kind of charm, but it has it.
I got another thing I will say. New Line needs to stop playing the Final Friday or the Final Nightmare and have the person related to somebody. Same exact thing. Freddy was related, had a daughter, Final Friday. But the one thing I did like about this is that it teased Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, the ending, that was one of those like best setups.
And another thing I want to talk about, the Necronomicon. Is Jason a deadite? That's the question.
It's I don't know if they were trying to do multiple crossovers with that. You know what I mean? I don't know if they were trying to bring in the Evil Dead type or the Evil Dead with that, but I mean,
Let me
I
tell
don't
you the
know.
original plan.
Oh,
I know the original plan. So it was supposed to be. I think this was the first. I don't know if it was the second one, but I think it was the first. It was supposed to be Jason versus Ash versus Freddy.
Oh.
Because New Line owned, I think they just got the rights or had the rights to Evil Dead. After Sam Raimi done Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
So they were gonna have all 4 of them. Bruce Campbell thought, oh yeah, Ash will kill both of them and it'll be great. New Line told him, oh yeah, you're not gonna kill either one of them. And him and Sam Raimi looked at New Line, they're like, okay, we're out then.
Yeah.
But then they would try to get Pinhead in there, and I think they were still going through the franchise of all of those at that time. And I think New Line didn't even own the rights to that. I think it was either Paramount or Universal that owned the rights to that movie at that time. So only Jason Freddy was the official owners, because what was that, 90? No, that was early 2000s. Paramount still owned the Halloween franchise at that time, so they couldn't get Michael in there. They could get Michael versus Jason if fucking Paramount actually paid money.
Yeah.
But then now let's go into Jason X.
This is a banger.
This is not a banger.
It is a banger. Jason X is just over the top fun.
I can't stand this movie. First
Ah,
35 minutes, really good. No, 39 minutes is really good. After that, not good. This seems like a ripoff of Alien. Okay, the one thing I love though at the beginning of the movie, after the 400 years when it's 2,445 or 55,
yeah.
and they're like, and they see Jason, they're like, "What's that on his face?" They're like, "It's a hockey mask." He's like, "Hey," they're like, "What's hockey?" It was banned in 2024. I'm like, damn, I'm glad that did happen in real life. It would have been banned last year.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you not like hockey? That's the question. Jason loves hockey. To the one thing about, okay, let's throw it back to Takes Manhattan, is the sign when he walks into New York and he looks
Oh
up
yeah.
and he sees the sign with the hockey mask. He's like, "What the fuck?" Okay, I don't like this design of Uber Jason.
No.
And to be honest, the Kane Hodder design of the original Jason I didn't like because you can
Yeah.
see where Kane Hodder's actual face is. You can see the
Yeah.
prosthetic automatically around his face. The others you
Oh.
can't, but you can with this one. And it really bothered me so bad. And I
Yeah.
didn't care for any of the characters. Besides probably rip off Andrew Garfield.
Oh. See, I like this one because it didn't take itself serious at all. I liked the when he's in the simulation and he just going in on the fucking simulation. He's banging him against the tree. He's going, I fucking love that. And the liquid nitrogen scene is still one of the best ones in the fucking franchise. How they shot it, showing her face just getting frozen in a second was just great.
That's before the 39-minute mark. The other thing is, it's the dude. Um, like the hippie type of dude in the group
Oh,
when he gets his arm chopped off. All I
yeah.
thought was if that was made now, that role would go to Timothy Chalamet. He looks like a Timothy Chalamet right there. That's all I thought. But another simulation I like is when him and the other guy are playing the monsters, and
Oh,
you see, and Jason just when he cuts off and they keep on talking. I'm like, what the fuck? How they keep on talking? They're in the game simulation. I kind of do like the um leg set a little bit at the very end. The only problem is you
yeah.
can still see the spaceship in Crystal Lake,
Oh,
which
yeah.
the you can. Oh, I feel bad for Jason because you could definitely tell if that was like Michael Myers or something standing right there that
Yeah.
those are totally AI. He kind of knew at first once he looked at the window, be like, he kind of looked over like, oh yeah, you think I fucking stupid? I'm probably just gonna kill you. Oh, then we're gonna talk about the ending. Oh, I need to talk about the ending because you really just literally started the whole thing over on Earth 2. To be honest, I was wondering if there was supposed to be a sequel to this
That I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest.
because it kind of did set up like you could do a sequel to it.
Yeah.
But let's get into '09. The '09. I was gonna say remake, but I'm gonna throw you guys onto something right now. This could be a remake, but more is like a requel. And I'm gonna tell you guys right real quick. It's a blend of 1 through 4. But if you guys look, this one is set in the 2000s. It don't set that it's not set in the 80s. It shows the Pamela getting her head cut off, but at the very beginning they talk about it happened 20 years earlier. So it's set in 2000. It should be 8 that time because they were filming that
Yeah.
movie around 2008. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. This is my favorite remake of all time, actually, for any horror movie.
Man.
I don't know if the thing's up there, but I think this I like the thing. Yeah, it's a different thing, but if you talk about like official remakes from 80s movies, 70 movies, this is the one. This has so much things that I love about this. One, Michael Bay produces this. Like my favorite non-horror director is Michael Bay. This fun fact, I don't know if you knew this, Scoops. This is set in the same universe as Transformers.
I did not know that.
So you've seen the first one, right?
Yeah.
Transformers. So you know the boy that Megan Fox is dating at the beginning, Trent,
Yeah.
with a truck.
Yeah. I hate that guy.
Michael Bay has said that Trent in this one is the same
Oh,
exact person.
it's the same one.
Yes. You see, he's the douchey person that
He,
loves his vehicles and everything.
he
So,
plays such a good douchebag.
so
I hate
going
him in
into
every
this one,
role.
especially this rewatch, I'm like, fuck Trent. Trent needs to die.
Yep.
And does he die?
I
Then
love
he gets
I love it.
the beginning though. This is when I talk about begins. This might be my favorite beginning.
It's a great one.
You get banger music. The kills in this beginning. The girl in the
Oh, and the sleeping
sleeping
bag
bag
hanging up.
by the fire.
Yeah.
Ooh. Then you get the boyfriend and Jared
I don't,
Palecki's sister
yeah.
in this. The boyfriend get ripped underneath. And another thing that they done great with this is that this is 20 years after the original, right? They show that Jason's been doing this for years and he's prepared and he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Because this motherfucker has a fucking navigation system under the
Yep.
whole entire lake. He knows how the camp works.
Yeah. He has. This is definitely the scariest and the scariest fucking Jason rendition for
Derek
sure.
Mears, to be honest with you, I'm gonna say this right now. Derek Mears is my favorite Jason.
Yeah.
I like Kane Hodder after watching them all, but Derek Mears is something else. And I don't know if that is with Michael Bay. To be honest with you, Michael Bay, and let me look at the director because I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you know this, Scoops, or our listeners. So Michael Bay produces it, but Marcus Nispel
Yeah.
directs this, right? Michael Bay also produced and Marcus Nispel also directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is the scariest Leatherface out of the whole entire franchise.
Yeah.
It's so weird how they made the scariest Jason and the scariest Leatherface in both of their franchises.
Yeah. I didn't know that he did both of those until just now.
Which I
Yeah.
kind of knew that, but like rethinking it over, I'm like, yeah, I this solidified on this rewatch.
Yeah. It's the most brutal of them. Like when he's running up, when the guy goes down to the boathouse or whatever to find the other kid that went down there, and he runs into him, and he's running up the freaking walkway, and he just takes a few steps, grabs the fucking axe, and just the double hand chuck, and gets that dude right in the back as he's running away. Like no other Jason is doing that.
Or the arrows when the friend's driving the boat and he just gets shot
Oh
straight in the head with the bow and arrow.
yeah, yeah. Dude, that boat scene when she's under the freaking the dock, and you're like, okay, what's gonna happen? And then just the straight through the head and lifts her up. And one of the best, like, because I thought he was gonna try to reach under or something, but then that quiet moment, and then just boom, straight through the dock, right in the head.
And I think that's where it shows that he's been doing this for years and he knows what he's doing at this
Yeah,
point. Because I know they were coming on Camp Crystal Lake, but he was outside of Crystal Lake at first. It's like
yeah,
he wants nobody in that territory at all.
right. Yeah, this was definitely it's one of, if not the best horror remakes. I won't say it's the best. I won't say it's my favorite, but it's definitely up there because I remember seeing this in the theater.
Oh, you
And
saw it in theaters?
yeah,
Oh, I wish I did.
yeah, I remember seeing it in theaters, and it was one of those. I loved it then, and I love it now. Dude, I will say this: the surprising part with God, what is her freaking name in this? Oh, what is her name?
It's Danielle Pam Baker.
Yeah,
It's Gina.
yeah, her. Dude, I did not expect what happened to her to happen, dude.
I thought she was gonna be the final girl. To be honest, I
Yep.
know. I thought all of them were gonna survive.
Yeah, I thought she was too, and then nope.
So get on to the rest. So before we get, we already talked all the way through the franchise. So I kind of want to talk about what they were going to do with this and what they're going to do with the rest of this franchise. So after this one was released, so this was released in February 13th, 2009. So on October 2009, Warner Brothers set a release date for Friday the 13th 2. It was supposed to come out August 13th of 2010, so it was supposed to come out less than a year or a year after that. But on December 10th, they, however, pulled the release date and delayed the sequel indefinitely. And it was announced in April 2010 that the film was not happening. But this is because then in 2013, Warner Brothers relinquished the film rights back to Paramount, which the thing I like about this one was made by New Line and Paramount. So Paramount had to deal with it, and that's why I like Paramount having involvement with it. So they got the rights. Then during the same month of 2013, Derek Mears, who portrayed the Jason, revealed that Paramount was working with Patton Dunes to produce a sequel to the remake. However, the sequel was later developed into a separate installment of the franchise, and I think this is when Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham got into their dispute of the rights. But I think it was even before that. I think that's why they didn't do anything after the '09. I think it started then that they couldn't get along with each other.
Yeah.
And then they pull the plug on it. The sequel. Have you heard the idea for the sequel to this?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it was going to be awesome. There's been a couple. There's two ideas. One, I think one was supposed to be set during like a resort area,
Okay.
gnarly. But then the other one was a like a one was a ski resort. One was like a vacation resort, or like the camp was fully open wise.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one is it, but there was going to be one kill when the person's like riding down. Jason's just standing there, and he just like chops them with
Hell
machete. They said it
yeah.
was going to be brutal and everything, and Derek Mears was supposed to return as Jason.
Yeah.
And I think they were going really. They looked at both the scripts, and the one they really wanted to go with was the one in the snow because out of all the franchises, we never got one in the snow, and everyone wanted Jason in the snow
Yeah.
because it was supposed to be winter of that winter in Camp Crystal Lake, and yeah, it was that zip line. It was supposed to be because I think someone was on the zip line, and that's when it came by, and they described it as like that shot of like he hits them, comes off, but then blood goes everywhere on the white snow.
Yeah.
And just thinking that in my head, I'm like, I wish we got this.
Yeah. If anybody's going to come back and play Jason, it has to be Derek Mears because, like I said, this is the first one that actually ran. This is the first one that it was full blown brutality with him. You know what I mean? Like I said, I love Kane Hodder. He's scary. He's more stoic with his movements. Like he's like that. I don't like he's like that silent assassin. Like no matter where you run, he's going to show up eventually, kind of thing. No, Derek Mears is not going to give you a chance to run. He is going to run your ass down and get you. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely terrifying.
And that's why he's my favorite Jason of all time. And also with King Hodder, I kind of want him to still be Victor Crowley. So give him Victor Crowley, give Derek Mears Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, he's getting older, man.
But with what we have right now in the upcoming future, because of course we won't get a sequel to this ever, it seems like Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham have got agreement. I'm not 100% sure, but there's something called the Jason Universe. So they're deciding they're doing games. Of course, they're going to be part of the Crystal Lake series. Finally, they're making it with I forgot what the actress's name is, but she plays Velma in the live action Scooby Doo.
I can't remember her name.
She's supposed to be Pamela.
But anything with her in it, I'm in.
Me too. I'm excited for this. This is gonna be our first Friday the 13th thing. Besides, like the fan films that we've been getting to actually come out. A24 is producing. It's supposed to be on Peacock. But then there also has been talks that they have kind of agreed that they're going to do a movie also in this universe. So if we can get a movie and put it in theaters after right now 16 years, we're going to be fucking eating.
Well, you saw that they're doing a Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees house at Halloween Horror Nights this year, right? Did you see that? So they're getting a lot of, and they did the revamped look and whatnot, which isn't really that big of a deal because it's very minuscule as far as the details go. But if they're putting all this if they're putting all this money into these things, we're going to get some sort of revamp within this franchise. Whether it's just a show, whether they fucking finally put out a movie or what, but there's going to be something with this franchise from here to come because you just can't not continue this franchise. You know what I mean?
Another thing I need this October. Our game that me and you have been playing with some of the bros is Fortnite. I need Jason Voorhees in Fortnite this October. You got and they've been following the Fortnite page, so hopefully they can get something soon.
Yeah.
And they got Call of Duty followed also, so Call of Duty and Fortnite combined. Give me all the Jason I need.
Right.
But you say your favorite's King Hodder, right?
Yeah.
Is Derek Mears your second?
Yeah. Yeah, to be perfectly honest,
first,
the other.
Yeah, Derek Mears my first, King Hodder's my second. The others are back there. I think he played the same guy plays the Jason in those next 5. But now let's go on to actually before that. What is your favorite final girl in this franchise?
Oh, let me go back and see what is.
I know what mine is.
What is her name?
And to be honest with you, the ending of 09, I love the ending of when they're sitting on the dock and he just jumps out of the water and grabs her and it cuts to black. Like we don't even know what that happens now.
Let me go. I don't know if it's cheating, but it's Corey Feldman and his sister in the final chapter. That's my favorite, like, final showdown with them. I don't know if that's cheating or not, but it's our podcast. We can do what we want.
My favorite final girl is Tina.
From
part 7.
Part 7. I mean, let's be honest. She did what she had to do, and she didn't even have to, like, necessarily get close to Jason with her fucking telekinetic powers, So I get it.
That or yeah, no. I'm not gonna reverse. I'm gonna stick with my ground. She's my favorite final girl out of the whole franchise. But then for our final thing, Goobs, let's rank this franchise.
All right.
Let's get to it. We're gonna be jumping back and forward, snaking it. So let me pull up my ranking real quick. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so guys, there's 11 movies in this franchise. We're not adding Freddy versus Jason because that's a crossover. We're just doing single Friday the 13th. So let's start it out. So Goobs, what you got at number 11?
Part 7.
Number 11, I got Jason X.
Oh. All right.
Number 10.
Number 10, I have Part 5, A New Beginning.
Number 10, I got Jason Goes to Hell. Number 9.
Then number 9, I have Part 3.
Number 9, I got Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter.
Here's where I'm going to lose a lot of people. At number 8, I have the OG.
And this is why I'm going to lose a lot of people also. At number 8, I got the OG.
See, once you know the ending and you know who it is, it just lacks a little bit of something. So that's why I put that one there.
And those off-screen kills. The off-screen kills is like really words in the franchise.
Yeah.
That movie. What's your number 7?
And then if I didn't lose them there, I'll lose them here. Number 7 is Jason Goes to Hell.
7. I'm sorry, Goobs. Jason Takes Manhattan.
That's all right. I respect it. At least it's not last like everybody else's. What are we, number 6?
Yeah.
Number 6, I have Jason X.
Number 6, I have Part 2.
Okay. I have Part 2 at number 5.
I got Part 3 at number 5.
Number 4, I have Part 6, Jason Lives.
This might where fans get pissed off at me. At number 5, at number 4, I got Part 5.
All right. And what are we? Number 3, yeah. I have Part 4, the final chapter.
Number 3, I got Part 7, the New Blood.
Right. And then at number 2, I have the 2009 Friday the 13th.
And number 2, I have Part 6, Jason Lives.
And everybody who knows me knows my number 1 is Jason Takes Manhattan.
As you guys already knew, I kind of already like this one, but to solidify after watching all the franchises, my number 1 is the remake from 2009.
Yes. Now, let me caveat here. I do think that the best movie movie of the franchise is the 2009. I think it's the best of the franchise, but my favorite, like I said, there's just something about it, will always be Jason Takes Manhattan. Plus, it's my list. I don't got to justify nothing.
I don't know what this the number 9. I don't know from the 09 remake. I don't know if it's the Derek Mears. I don't know if it's Michael Bay. To be honest, I was looking at this. The cinematography and the way the movie looks from 09 reminds me of the first 2 Transformers movies, especially the first one.
Yeah. Oh, if you were going to throw Jason, Freddy vs. Jason, where would you throw that one in there? Just curious.
Shit.
Curious.
Let me go look. I gotta go look at my rating for that.
Because I have that right between Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. So that would be what? That'd be 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. That'd be my 7 spot if we were going all of them.
Okay, so I got that. Let me think. How do I have this? I would have it in number 9. I would have it between the OG and I would have it below the OG, above the final chapter.
Nice. Yeah, I'd have it right above Jason Goes to Hell and right under Jason X. Just curious.
Good job, Goops. I didn't think of that. But is that it for about talking Friday the 13th?
Yeah. Like I said, it's one of the It's one of the. They got so many movies, and just like I said, it was just so influential to horror and the horror in general, but especially 80s horror because, like I said, it had so much issues with post production and getting into the theater, and then once it got into the theater, it was like really difficult on there. It's the docu series. It's on Netflix. It's called The Films That Made Us, and they go through a lot of influential films, not just horror films, but in general. And that's where I watched that, and it goes through like a deep dive. It has like, God, what's his name? It's got, of course, it's got Tom Savini. It has a few other people within that whole, like I believe it's Tom Savini. But it just has a bunch of big name people within horror within the actual Friday the 13th franchise. And it's a cool watch. They also have a Halloween episode. I know
I've
you're
seen the Halloween. I think they got Nightmare. I think they got Nightmare on Elm Street one also. I watched both of those already.
Yeah, I think so too. And like I said, it's a freaking sweet little docu series. But no,
so if you guys haven't,
I'm good.
So if you guys haven't seen yet, I love this now. Where I've watched the franchises, this is my favorite. I bought this from where was it? It's I forgot what website it is. It was like a limited time release for like Friday the 13th it was last September, I think it was when they had it, or one of the weekends. And it is 09, the remake. So I got this long sleeve, short sleeve, and then just like this part of Goobs. Like this part right here.
Yeah.
Of Jason. I got a whole one of that. So I'm glad I got those shirts. It's probably of my favorite Friday the 13th movie now.
Hell yeah.
But guys, let us know down in the comments. What is your favorite Friday the 13th movie? And what's your favorite Jason? Or who plays your favorite Jason? What's your favorite Jason? Jason's all the same. Just maybe you like Ubu Jason, you never know.
Yeah.
But guys, if you're listening to the audio version, you want to stay with us, hit that follow button, leave us a 5-star rating. If you guys are not listening, but watching the audio version, not audio version, the video version on YouTube, hit that subscribe button if you guys want to stay with us. Turn on the bell notification. It will tell you guys when we post episodes. Also, hit that like button if you guys like this episode. But guys, follow us on social media. On TikTok, Instagram. Hopefully TikTok stays around. We will see in 2 days if we're going to still be on TikTok or not. But we'll be still on Instagram if we go away on TikTok. Follow me and Goobs down below on our personal social media pages. But guys, right before we go, I'm going to let you guys know what next week's episode we will be reviewing 28 years later. So definitely go out to the theater and watch 28 years later before we release next week's episode, because that's what the episode will be on. But guys, with that being said, what do you got something real quick, Goobs, before we go?
Also watch 28 Days and Weeks because that's probably going to get brought up as well.
True. Very, very, very true. But guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye.